So one last question before I turn it over to Tony here. So you mentioned the Sports 100, this being the 50th running of it. Um, obviously winning would be cool. This would be your third attempt at it. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the first year, uh, Dan and Troy and Tracy Rome offered me up the. I may have bugged them a little bit before that, but they offered me Troy's backup car, and they kind of got me hooked. I mean, that was the best equipment I was ever in, uh, and it was a blast. Like, so I qualified, which of course I had to because I don't know if you ever seen the size of Troy and Dan, or how mean Tracy can get when her crock pot's broke. But Dan told me, do not come back to this trailer if you don't qualify. So going out for my qualifier, I thought, man, it can't be too hard. There's only two guys not going to make it. Well, I was 46 thousandths of a second from being one of them two guys, and I ran the balls off that thing the last half a lap just because I knew if I didn't, I was not coming back to the trailer. Dan's a big bitch. He's going to mess me up. So they got me started there, and I ran 23 laps of the 100 lapper, and I was just getting ready to pass Russ Minton for the lead, and from 24th, and I blew up. So that's why Russ won that.
That makes
But
sense.
no, I did blow up, and I felt horrible. And then on top of it, the car comes to a stop right in front of Dan Rome. He's in the infield, and I just looked over at him. I didn't know what to say, so I said, "Think it's a valve cover gasket?" He didn't find that as funny as I did at first, but no, I went up the next day, and we had oil everywhere, and it sucked. I blew up. It sucked that it happened to them. But there was nothing that neither one of us did. It was just part failure. And so I told Tony, like, if when I started, I said, if I got to do any wing racing this year, I'd like to run the 100. And the night after the Grove, when we ran wingless, I said, I'd like to run tomorrow night at Babs. We're already down here. He lives, so the car is up like 3 minutes from Path Valley. So Path Valley is an easy haul for him to where it's long for everybody else, and everything else is a long haul. But we were already down this way. I said, man, I'd love to freaking run Babs tomorrow night to get an extra race in before, or get it practice in before the 100. Only problem was we didn't have any wing bungs. Like, the car had no wing bungs. So I called Dave Conrad, and he was busy. So I called Kenny Edkins, and he said, yeah, bring it up, like 10 o'clock. So we were there. We ended up servicing the car. They helped us get the car all serviced up and ready for, Baps that night. And we went down to Baps, and there wasn't enough cars to run a B main or nothing. Everybody qualified. I don't know. I started like 19th and ended up finishing 12th. And I felt racy. I was passing some guys, and I thought, well, I'm ready for the 100, and I suck at time trialing. Like, I need that. I got to chase a rabbit. So we went out for time trials on the 100 lapper, and I don't know. I don't think BAP's stopwatch is working, but there was 29 or 30 cars. I don't remember, and I was
28
or 28, and I was like 35th fastest. So we ended up starting last in a qualifier, and I ran fourth. I got to fourth right away. And then Lupin Louie, Gene Epley, was right in front of me. And like, I didn't know where he was going to go, and he didn't know where he was going to go. So I figured we're qualified. I'll just stay behind him. And yeah, and then running the first 10 laps of the 100 lapper, my steering box took a shit. Like, I could turn it, 8 inches without the front wheels moving. So I ran it the whole race, and to the halfway point, it was mandatory hit red. I came in. I thought a panhard bar broke or something. So I said, well, check that out. They're like, your box ain't moving. I'm like, well, it does when you get this far. They're like, just park it. I'm like, no way. I made the show, and you can't finish or you can't win something you don't finish. And so they said, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, just leave the car the way it is, put more fuel in it, we'll go back out. I'll run till the tires blow. Well, sure enough, we put used tires on. They were really nice tires, but they were used, and we were going to change them at the halfway point. But we went back out. We ran all 100 laps. The steering never got any better; it just got worse. We finished 11th, and we ran the same tires the whole race. So it was kind of a win-win. So that was that one. Now this year here will be our third attempt, and I'm coming for them guys this year.
Right. So why is that race so important to you? That makes you want to run with a busted up steering box and everything like that. Why is that race so important to you?
Well, I will there's a lot of people that probably know me. Like I cannot not race. Like if I'm there and this car was if it's running, I'm gonna finish. Like I remember one night up at Path Valley, I flipped in a makeup feature and bent the roll cage down below the top of my helmet. So I took the spacers out from underneath my seat so I'd be lower. And I finished that whole next feature. Like I don't know, I can't pull off. I'm not a start and park guy. Like
you're no quitter, man.
Yeah, I don't quit. It's just and a 100 lapper is so hard to get anyway. For someone to qualify for that and want to start and park, it does suck. I mean, yeah, granted the payout could be better. Really you're running 4 features for the price of the winnings of 4 features, but I'm there for the I don't know, the history of it, I guess.
The history and the atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, I've been watching the 100 lapper ever since I was, just getting off the tit, and it's something that's awesome. It's just, and to be able to run it and then run against guys I watched when I was a kid, like Mike Enders. I know he's an old guy. Russ Minton, all them guys. Like I grew up watching them guys. Now I'm out there and I'd say beating wheels with them. I'm not really beating wheels with them. Yeah, I don't really know him. The only guy that I really want to beat's Tony Jackson. And if he ever tries to stuff me in the fence like he did to that guy last year, no, I'm just kidding.
No, let's not start that.
Yeah, let's save it. We gotta save that answer for Tony's question.
I asked. Now everybody say you're clear.
Tony has it lined up for you. He has a perfect opportunity for you to say whatever you want about whoever you want.
Yeah.
Tony, go right ahead. It's your turn.